Well, no better time than this, I'll be honest with you. I had to do this and this simply because just before I got my safety done, daylight they stopped working, taillights, reverse light stopped, cruise control wasn't working, and I simply diagnosed it because it was pretty easy to diagnose simply because the tail lights, the daytime running lights, my speed control for my cruise control, and one other thing was all controlled by that one 15 amp fuse. And I might need a new one of these. I don't know why I don't think that's sealing quite right. Keep seeing coolant there. Anyways, so what I ended up doing was unplugging the DRL module. I did a bunch of testing, and as it turns out, actually it's a bad heater control because that's actually what's on this wire right here. So I did go over this wiring right here, and nothing looks bad on it. There's no chafing on it all the way down. It's kind of ironic actually, because I did, if you guys watch that video, I put new power wire down. I've hooked up my ground as well. I did run a ground from right here to over to the alternator right here. There's a ground to body right here. I still actually want to add another ground to make sure that there's one to chassis. So one to the frame, I mean. So the other one there is going down to the starter, and that's, you guys will see that in a second because that's right down there where the alternator or the O2 sensor is. This one here happens to be a 22, and the fact that this little guy right here is round does plug straight into this. Fits actually in the 22. Barely, but she does fit, so that's awesome. So I should be able to get this 22 over top of the old one down there, and then I'll have to put this all through this loom right here, which is where it started to come out of right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I'll just have to push that all the way in, and you guys see here in a second where I ran all that. I'll show you. All right, this is kind of up close and personal. I had to do this here just so I could have my light on. So yeah, this is, it may have melted in here, maybe it shorted out because right in here, because it is pretty stiff. I will, oh yeah, right there especially. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that would not be surprise me one little bit. Actually, right through here. Once I get this thing off, I'll show you guys. I'm pretty much sure that's toast. Now, here's the big thing. Here's, I don't know if I can actually even get my socket on this. That O2 sensor is pretty. Oh my god, she's done, man. Where's the new one? Dude, there's not a whole lot there. I don't know if I can get this thing out. I will try to see if I can turn it out, and hopefully I want to see if if it's even a 2020. Let's see if it's a 22. Sorry, I'm trying to record this and look at what I'm doing here at the same time. Okay. The engine is hot because I literally just got back from work. So I might have to put the phone down here just so I can get my angle. Hold on a second. Didn't expect that to break clean off the exhaust. Look how clean that is though. Look at that. You guys see how well that, I gotta weld that was in the hole. This whole thing was in the hole, all carboned up. So as it is, I'm trying to get it off that. So hopefully my oxyacetylene, when I heat this up right here, I want to keep this as round as I can because when I put it back in the hole, I want to be able to weld around it and secure that back in and not mess up the threads on this. That's the big thing. I don't want to mess the threads up on this because this is my plug now. There's a big hole in my exhaust. Right where the two wide pipes come together, this thing sits right in between the two of those things, like right at the end. So right now there's a big hole. I did not expect that to break off. I just didn't expect that to break off, and sure enough, it's actually a clean break. It's just another backfall, but I got to try and get this off here and see if I can get a decent set of like a good grip on this here to turn it. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and bust out my oxyacetylene. I did try that to heat it up a little bit, but I think right now this stuff here just isn't going to cut it. So oxyacetylene to the rescue and burn this thing off. Well, I'm not going to burn it off. I got to get that good and hot so I can just kind of spin it off there. And I'm going to have to get a container to drop that in when it's done. So put that right there so I can put it there and let it cool off in that. All right, so oxyacetylene, I'll heat that up and get that off, and I'll be right back. Well, that took a little bit of work, but there she is in a nutshell. And it's kind of weird how it's all stripped out around here like that. But then if I flip it over, look how nice and flat that is. Look at that. So I guess that's the part there that's going to go into the exhaust. And this part right here is where it's going to thread into. And I've just cleaned these threads up. Once I actually get this thing welded back on, because I do have to weld it back on, I did just check to make sure this thing threads into it. Sure enough, it does. As per the instructions, goes in finger tight and then 3/4 of a turn. That's all it should take. This wrench right here is pretty doggone hot. I did put it on when this thing here was cherry. And what I ended up doing was I didn't have an impact to do this. So I used this with this, and I was just stood back. I wish I could do it all on camera, but this. I gotta tell you right now, I need lumber. This thing moves around way too much, and it's not sturdy at all. It never has been since day one. I've actually planned on building myself a proper workbench that, well, doesn't flex so friggin' much either this way or like, look at that. It doesn't matter. It just moves way too much, and it's really, really hard for me to get work done here when I actually need my vise. So with that being said, that thing's hotter than heck, and she's pretty much destroyed. There is a slight difference between this one and that one, but of course that one's older, and this one here may actually be, looking at it, original or really close to it. So I haven't looked, I have not opened this up yet. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and open this up. I'll show you guys this. Hold on. Amazing what stories can tell. Look at that. Not original, clearly. All right, I'm still taking it apart here. All right, I honestly didn't expect that. Trailer wiring. Are you kidding me? Really? Trailer wiring? Wow. Farm truck, obviously. All right, splitting it apart here, and this is where she's getting really, really hard and crusty. And, oh yeah. Gee, I wonder why I was blowing a fuse. I'm pretty sure green wire is fused to yellow wire right there. You see that? Look at that. Wow. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to see if I can peel the rest of this back. All right, so you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. That is completely... How in God's name was that my O2 sensor working at all? This is actually a loom. Like, it's completely melted into this. Right into these. There's a... Well, I may have cut that wire right there. Not sure. I might have cut that. But either or, if I put this thing in the... Like, listen to that. Oh, she's just cracking. And if I wanted to, I'm going to see if I can pull these apart. Okay, fully separated. White wire came off pretty good by itself. Brown wire right here stripped its insulation. Yellow wire right here is mixed in with green, and I'm pretty sure that these two wires right here, I just pulled them apart, I'm pretty sure that they were contacting. So, yep, I would say either or. Oh man, you know, as I work on this truck, you guys know what I'm going to say. So she's parked there until my next day off, where I can weld this thing right here back on. Yeah, so I will weld that back on. Here, I'll show you guys here real quick. I could probably do it like this and like this. Give me a second. All right, so tranny lines, oops, sorry, because you guys are actually zoomed in just so I got the light on. So my tranny lines are right here, air pump line is right there, exhaust, obviously exhaust. Where are we here? That pipe, oh there we go, that pipe up there. But anyways, they meet right here. And yeah, big hole in her now. So I will polish this all up and she's actually still pretty big enough there for me to weld to, which is fantastic. So all I have to do is clean that up. And that's going to be kind of difficult, I'll be honest with you. Kind of difficult to weld only because of where she's at and the angle. Oh, that's going to be really, really interesting to see if I can weld that, to be honest with you. But even if I can get it in partially, I don't know, maybe I'll end up taking to Associated Muffler or something and see if they could drop my exhaust. And I don't know, maybe I'll cut, here, hold on a second. We'll go here. Hold on. Lights off at this point, but right here, and what I thought was funny is right where this clamp is right here, which is, there's nothing left of it. Basically this pipe goes into this pipe right here, but I just noticed that, there we go. And I don't really hear the exhaust leak, but very, very clearly, this section of pipe right here should probably be replaced right there with the hanger. So I don't know if I can do that from the cat, if that is a cat, because that'd be pre-cat if in fact that is a cat. And I don't know where I could cut this off to put in new pipe, because this whole flange piece right here, not unless I just, you know, cut this off here and put a flange over this side here, and obviously get a clamp there and clamp there. This hanger right here, she's a little rough, but oh, she got some carbon, so there's an exhaust leak on that hanger right there. So I will definitely have to attack that. But yeah, all right, well, I digress because I moved over. Oh, and I don't think I can get these anymore. So thankfully I don't really hear that thing banging around a whole lot. But yeah, there she is. All right, let me get out from underneath here now. You guys seen enough. So there she sits for a couple of days. And man, this truck's running great too. Just the check engine light came on. Man, I don't necessarily mean insult when I say redneck, but come on, man. Trailer wiring, really? Frig. So, new O2 sensor. Got that. Use the WD a little bit. That brush right there actually comes in super handy to clean inside the threads like this. Oh yeah, that's cooled down. Oh yeah, that's gonna be peachy. Look at that. Look at the threads in that are beautiful. So, a little oblong there, it's weird. Probably because it was in the vise. I don't know, maybe I can squish it back this way here. I'll put it back in the vise and see if I can squish it back this way and make it a little more round. It looks round that way, just not round right there. Weird. Anyways, there's not many threads on those things, so I'm not really worried about it. I don't think the threads are going to go all the way down this thing anyway, so that's kind of like just a lock in there. Like I said, go down hand tight and then turn it 3/4 of a turn. And I will do my best to, geez, do I weld it in this way or do I weld it in this way? Came out this way, so I'll see what I can do for welding her back in. All right, stay tuned. All right, well, not the prettiest weld, but she's welded on there. Fresh anti-seize on her. All right, new sensors in. Now I've got to figure out where they wanted me to mount this. However, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's not going to go anywhere near the exhaust here. I'm just going to be, yeah, of course. I'm glad that didn't hit me in the face. All right, moving this thing up, up. Oh, now I can't see it. All right, up. Okay, that's going to be above the exhaust. Right there. So get over here. Yeah, I really wish I knew where they wanted me to put those. I don't really see a place for that. But this is going to come through right here. So she's going to be straight up. So she's going to be off of the exhaust over here on my tranny lines. What I might actually do is put a couple zip ties through these actually now that I look at this. So I'll put a zip tie through this one here, zip tie it to that line right there to keep it up high. So you see there. So that will be up high there. And this one over here, I guess I'll probably do the same thing. Zip tie it on the back side of this tranny line right here to keep it away from the exhaust. And I brought the battery cables. All of these are on the outside of the frame here. They come down. They're not out here, but they were coming down beside the exhaust before. So what I've done is moved them away from the exhaust so they're not right on there. And I will put this like right there. There we go. Yeah, I'll zip tie that right there. So that will go there. And these guys here will be zipped up there so this O2 sensor doesn't go anywhere near the exhaust anymore. Not like those other guys. So what I have to do now is actually, where did I put the other wire? I've got to grab the one from up above there, so I'll go ahead and do that now. Well, just finished up. Back in the loom from right there down. You guys see, I rerouted it right there in that wiring loom right there. You guys see in the center of the column. Anyways, let's get to it. All right, from there to there to there. Not near the exhaust, and up through there, goes up there, all in the loom now, all tied up, ready to go. Hopefully my check engine light's off. Started my corrosion free. I'm probably gonna need like 4 more bottles. I did part of the back, which didn't do a whole lot. Just did this little bit right here. You guys can see, just started doing it, but there's still dry spots. Doing it with the can's kind of hard. I still have to do a little bit of work over here. So don't want to put that on there. That heat shield. I'd love to be able to find this heat shield. I really would. I'll see if I can source one, but I doubt I'm going to be able to find one. But we'll see. And then I am going to, I've already decided, I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to see if I can cut it from right here. And then cut that off, obviously, and then hopefully be able to slip one over, and then on that side there, and put a clamp there, or I'll even see if I can weld it. But I'm going to cut this section off because the hole right here on the hanger, I'll just re-weld the hanger to the pipe, and obviously fit that off and get that. And then that exhaust leak right there, I didn't even notice that. I don't think they noticed that on the safety either for some reason, which is dumb. But whatever, it is what it is. And a little bit of grease right there. Look at that. Oh, grease. Where'd that come from? Anyways, I digress. O2 sensor installed, repaired. Might have a leak on the backside there, right up there, because I cannot get my welder in there. So probably get some mud, exhaust mud, and put some of that on there. Smooth that all out there, clean that weld right up. And the holes on this side here and up there were filled, but that's her for now. And as you guys can see, she's up on blocks. Yeah, that's the story. As of right now, I'm still working on my truck, and probably be working on my car in my driveway again. I got to get some ramps proper. That actually worked out really well. Lots of room under there to work. I had to build wooden ramps there just to get it over that curb. But yeah, as of right now, the policy at work changed. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to do any after-hours work on our vehicles as of right now. So I'm hoping that they can do something. It was just a kind of a surprise attack by the insurance company for the shop. But yeah, with that being said, O2 sensor now in there. And like you guys saw on the wiring, thankfully, I didn't have to really diagnose that, except that, well, you guys know. I knew it was going to be like a short in the wiring, simply because this thing hasn't been running in a while, and with it being running all of a sudden, and the heat, so I have everything away from the heat, so that should work just fine. With that being said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye. Cold startup. Cordless. No, not really. Oh, look at that. No exhaust leak. Oh, can't hear it. Take it out to 4-wheel drive. I do have to put it in reverse anyways. Currently, we are at 282,083 kilometers. Yes, I put some miles on this car once I got the safety done. Anyways, this is the end of my video. I just want to show you the kilometers on the truck. And I want to thank every single one of you guys for the support on this truck who watches my videos. Every single view, which isn't a lot, but does help me with this truck. And look at that. Lights are on. Not popping a fuse as soon as I start my truck. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.